Hello everyone, thank you very much for taking your time to listen my partner presentation. Today we're gonna talk about culture. So let's start it from definition of culture. Culture is a part of society that encompasses belief, art, morals, value. It can also be seen as the identity of the people who live within it. Based on Sri Raharju Jatimurti Ritahanavi 2016, culture is a set of rules, strategies, and cognitive models that humans use selectively to respond their environment, shown through behavior and action. Linton in Rohmi also define culture as a shared custom that cover technology, knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, aesthetic, recreation, skill, and habit acquired by people as member of society. Now let's discuss learning culture through proverbs. Proverbs are more than linguistic expression. They reflect a society values, belief, and norms. They preserve shared wisdom and tradition passed through generation. The variety of proverbs across culture reveals how different society view of the world, showing the close link between language and worldview. Learning proverbs is therefore a meaningful way to understand a culture identity and way of thinking. The cultural importance of proverbs first mirror of social value. Proverbs reflect the fundamental principle and belief and health of the community. Carrier of ancestral wisdom. Root in history, proverbs preserve the knowledge and insight of earlier generation. Tool of expression. They enrich communication by making messages clearly, relatable, and memorable. And the last one, source of moral guidance. Proverbs often convey ethical lesson. Now let's take a look example of proverbs. The proverbs when in Rome do as the Romans do not only teach students a valuable lesson about cultural adaptation but also provide insight into the cultural importance of respect and conformity to social norms. Next part, folktales, legends, and myths, the core of culture. Culture creates common ground that connects people despite their differences. Shared experience give rise to folktales, legends, and myths rooted in people's lives and imagination. Folktales, legends, and myths not only preserve tradition, but also pass down wisdom, strengthen community bonds, and shape the value that define of a culture. Next, we're gonna move to discuss learning culture through art. First, cultural expression. Art captures and represents a community belief, morals, and tradition. Sense of belonging. It builds a sense of belonging and pride, strengthening connection within the community. The third, cultural emotion. Art engage emotion and highlight similarities in people's lives. The last one, cultural interpretation. Through visual forms, art allows individuals to interpret culture in their own unique way. Culture unlocked through mass media. Mass media plays a vital role in learning culture. It allows people to access information beyond borders, making it easier to see and understand diverse culture. Through news, digital platform, and entertainment, mass media not only reflect cultural values but also shape them, influencing how individual and community learns about society they may never encounter directly. 5 things that have you know about culture. First, share. Common values, idea, and perception create identity. Transmitted, passed through generation via communication. Symbolic, expressed through language, gesture, object, or icons. Culture is also dynamic, change over time, but core value remain. And the last one, integrated, function as connected, systematic whole.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shukri. My name is Naura Zelda Zahira, and today I will present about types and distinction of culture. Culture as a system has many dimensions to develop and is closely related to human behavior. George Peter Murdoch describes 7 cultural patterns of human behavior which can be supported by valid cultural theories. A. Cultural originates from human mind. According to Edward B. Tyler, 1871, define culture as that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of society. This shows that culture comes from the human mind and is reflected through learned capabilities and knowledge. This means culture is not only about tradition or objects, but also about human thinking and reasoning. When the way of thinking change, culture also evolves. B. The function of culture is to facilitate the interaction between human and their environment. According to Clifford Geertz, 1873, emphasized that culture functions as a symbolic system that guides people to interpret their environment and interact with it in meaningful ways. Without culture, humans would be blind in facing their environment. For example, how we eat, dress, or speak are all directed by cultural symbolism we inherit. See, culture makes humans can fulfill and satisfy their basic needs. According to Tyler 1871, elements such as religion, knowledge, and law are part of culture, showing that human needs are not only biological but also cultural, fulfilled through system of belief and social practice. Human needs go beyond eating or drinking. They also require meaning. For instance, eating with family is not only about food, but also about togetherness as a cultural value. D. It is cumulative and adjusts to exchange in external and internal condition. According to Geertz, 1873, explained that culture is inherited and reinterpreted across generations, which allows it to adapt to both internal societal change and external influence. This is why culture is never static. It may survive for centuries, but it can also change rapidly due to globalization, technology, or social transformation. It tends a consistent form structure. Geertz 1873 highlighted that culture provides a symbolic framework and structure that remains consistent, enabling members of society to act according to shared meanings. This consistency builds identity even though societies change. Core values such as respect for elders and Japanese culture remain strong. F, it can be learned and shared by all members of the society. According to Tyler 1871, affirmed that culture is acquired by humans as member of society, showing that it is learned and shared collectively. Since culture can be learned, every new generation must acquire it. Schools, families, and even social media today act as space where culture is transmitted. This system of culture can be bequeathed into many generations. It's 1973 reinforced that culture consists of symbols and meaning inherited from previous generation, which continue to shape human behavior and identity. This explains why we talk about cultural heritage. However, heritage does not mean something frozen. It is continuously reinterpreted in each era. Next, types of culture. First, universal culture, according to Taylor 1871, suggests that elements such as language, religion, and art are universal components of culture. According to Gates, 1973 supported this by noting that symbolic systems like language and rituals exist in all societies, even though forms vary. The second, civilization culture, according to Gates, 1973 explained that shared symbolic systems such as political values, economic practices, and religious tradition can unite different groups within a civilization. Next, ethnic and race culture, according to Tyler, 1871, noted that culture encompasses customs, beliefs, and tradition that distinguish one group from another, supporting the idea of ethnic and racial culture. National and regional culture. Good study of Japanese society illustrates how national or regional culture is tied to local meanings. For example, being already Japanese, Sampun, Jawa, is equivalent to being truly human, showing how local values define culture identity. Veneration culture, according to Grades 1973, stressed that humans are unfinished beings who must learn culture to function. This explains why each generation, example X or millennials, adapts cultural meanings according to its context. Industry and professional culture, according to Grids 1973, observed that symbolic system also guide professional and occupational groups, shaping their norms, rules, and interaction. Family culture, according to Tyler 1871, include family life and custom as part of the complex whole of culture, showing that the family is central in transmitting cultural values. Individual culture, according to Boots 1973, emphasized that although individuals have personal beliefs and ideas, their values are still framed by cultural symbols inherited from society. So this classification shows that culture exists at different levels, from universal elements such as language and religion to more specific forms like family and individual values. We go next to factors of cultural distinctions. First, geographical region. According to Tyler in 1871, noted that while culture is universal, its forms differs due to local conditions. According to Grids 1973, supported this by showing how even within the same ethnic groups. Example, Japanese in Central and East Java. Symbolic interpretation vary according to geography. The second, social contact, according to Taylor 1871, also recognized that customs and beliefs spread and change through interaction, such as colonization or trade, according to Grids 1973, showed that symbolic systems are reinterpreted through this context. The third, religion, according to Grids 1973, specifically describe religion as a central symbolic system that directs behavior and gives meaning to human existence. Religion shapes rituals, moral claims, and daily practices. For instance, Hindu values in Bali that prohibit eating beef. These factors explain why people of the same ethnic group may practice culture differently, or why people from different backgrounds might share similar practices in Indonesia. For instance, cultural diversity is strongly shaped by geography, social contact, and religion. So these are the references. That's all about our presentation today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.